Hello, my name is David Wirens. I'm an assistant director with the Minnesota Board of Water and Soil Resources. I've been in that role for about 20 years here at the agency, and our mission as a state agency is to really work on soil and water conservation, primarily on private lands all across the state of Minnesota. So, thank you for viewing this video, where I'm going to give initially a presentation on the Alliance to Advance Climate Smart Agriculture, what the program is, and why you as a producer should be interested in taking a look at it and talking to your soil water conservation district about participation. I'll go through certain details of the program to give you enough information to kind of take that next step of contacting your district. Also, as part of this video, there will be speakers from soil and water conservation districts on their tips, on their experiences, and also kind of why they think it's a good program. And we also have two producers who will be speaking to the program as well, and about the benefits they saw and what they found was worthwhile as well. So I encourage you to listen to the whole thing so you kind of can see it from all perspectives. So to introduce the Alliance to Advance Climate Smart Agriculture, if you're not familiar with this particular program, this is a U.S. Department of Agriculture funded project. It has a primary purpose of supporting producers to increase productivity, strengthen markets, and improve climate resilience. There really are two ways in which that is being done through this project. The first one is a payment to farmers and ranchers of $100 per acre or animal unit. Now, that's a base payment rate for producers, but there are opportunities for additional payments beyond the $100 that's available for producers who qualify as socially disadvantaged, limited resource, who operate on fewer than 5 acres. So if you as a producer kind of meet those USDA definitions, you may be eligible for a higher rate than the $100 per acre. The other way in which we're encouraging is working on the other side as well, is doing research on consumer willingness to pay for various climate smart labels. So various certificates that can be applied to commodities produced on farms to increase the payment on the back end. So the idea here is to provide payments to farmers for the adoption of practices, but then increase the value of the crops that are produced on your operation. Here in Minnesota, this is not a statewide program. To be eligible, farmers need to be operating within one of these specified soil and water conservation districts. East Otter and Wadena are operating as a cooperating project, as are Fillmore and River and Southeast. In the more central part of the state, we have Stevens, Kandiyohi, Renville, and Redwood counties. They're all participating. And the soil and water conservation districts are the local delivery arm, where the work that they do is to directly work with farmers on enrolling, and implementing practices, and on doing their reporting requirements as well. They're what make this particular project work. A little bit of background about the project. It is a little complicated, but I think having some idea of how this works is useful. Just to understand the breadth and scope of it. This is a climate smart commodities grant. It still was operated under. The current term is advancing markets for producers is the current term for what the project is. These are funds that are originate out of the U.S. Department of Agriculture and a grant to Virginia Tech University. Minnesota is in turn one of three other states that are participating: Arkansas, North Dakota, and Virginia. As you notice here, Bowser, we are the state implementer. Our job is to make sure this project is implemented kind of according to the requirements of the grant, but also to meet the needs of the farmers, because ultimately that's what's necessary to make this particular project work. One more slide on how this program is operated is useful. Again, you see our role at the state agency is to work on the program design, to work with our partners, primarily soil and water conservation districts. We do administration and accounting, parts of grants that are always there. And we have provided some additional funds. We've thought this was worthwhile enough that we've allocated dollars for producer payments, $2 million on top of the USDA funds, to really further encourage adoption of these conservation practices by the part of farmers. As I mentioned before, what really matters are the soil and water conservation districts. They are, the boots on the ground is a common term to apply. That's in fact what they are. Their job is essential. For you as a farmer, they're your first line to talk more about the program, how it might work on your land, on your operation, what practices you might want to consider, and then support you in the enrollment, the practice development and adoption process, and in reporting. So they're to be there every step of the way to help you with this project. We also have some other in-state partners that are helping us as well in terms of marketing, outreach, and working with farmers as well. The list includes the Minnesota Farmers Union, the Minnesota Soil Health Coalition, Minnesota State Cattlemen's, Sustainable Farming Association, and Renewing the Countryside. So this really is a public and nonprofit partnership to make this particular program operate. And of course, it gets down to producers. We need producers to find this valuable and worthwhile, to take a look at the project and see how it fits into their ongoing operation. And we hope that they get a positive experience, so they will do these practices on into the future as well. We're currently in our third application period. We've done two prior ones last summer. We're very happy with the response we see from producers so far. You see the payments were $6 and $5 million. We have about $6 million available as well. So there's plenty of money out there, and we want to support producers in conservation practices. So, what practices can you implement on your operation to be eligible? And the list is here of cover crops, feedlot management, residue management, conservation crop rotation, and nutrient management are the list of practices. Again, the payment rates are $100 per acre or animal unit. There is a limit though. Each applicant is eligible for up to 160 acres or animal units. So there's a cap on how much any one individual can apply for. And in all cases, when implementing a conservation practice, you must do that following NRCS practice standards and specifications. So which the SPCs are familiar with, and again, it can support the implementation based upon those. And again, who's eligible to enroll? You might want to know that first. You must have an operation in one of those 8 soil and water conservation districts. From there, though, you must be able to have FSA farm records. You cannot be a foreign person or entity. There are no adjusted gross limitations for the program, and there can be no eligibility concerns regarding highly erodible land or wetland conservation. You must be compliant with those provisions to be eligible. But that's similar to any NRCS program. You must meet those conditions for USDA funds. So there is this additional opportunity for farmers to enroll for some set aside money for comprehensive nutrient management plans. This really only applies to livestock operations. It's $2 million available on top of the $6 million I mentioned earlier. And there are actually three ways in which funds are available for this element of the Alliance project. One is that there will be payment rates of twice the EQIP guidelines to kind of pay for the cost of developing the comprehensive nutrient management plan. There will be a payment of $100 per animal unit to the producer for implementation of the plan. And then there's at the option of the producer is a research stipend as well. But similar to the other practices, you are strongly encouraged to contact your soil and water conservation district and talk more directly about your operation and about your interest in not only this practice of a comprehensive nutrient management plan, but also the other practices as well. But just be aware that there is additional dollars for this higher level of effort that goes into a comprehensive nutrient management plan for livestock operations.
Yeah, I'm Riley Bewley. I'm the district administrator for Fillmore Soil and Water. What interests us about the program is that it's allowing producers to be able to try soil health practices and get compensated for trying it out. So it could be a couple different ways. An individual that's never done it before, it helps them, see how it works in their production. It could be a producer that's trying it in a different way, maybe doing, multi-species cover crop, for example, or it's helping compensate individuals that have already done the practice, but they're continuing to do it for more years, and that is helping the public good via reduction of greenhouse gases. Another benefit on our side for the district would be that we have individuals that we've never worked before, so it's been very rewarding to see. And when we get those individuals through the door, we can talk to them about this program, but we can also talk to them about the other practices and programs that we offer. So it could be an individual that wants to kind of look at those soil health practices, but they might be dealing with erosion on their property, on their production as well. And we have programs to help with that. So, it begins the conversation with some individuals, and hopefully we can make that lasting relationship.
I'm Sarah West from the Fillmore County Soil and Water Office in Preston, Minnesota, and I'm the nutrient management specialist here in Fillmore County. And the Climate Smart program has had a really huge impact on our county here. Personally, I'm also enrolled in this Climate Smart program. I chose the nutrient management option in round one, and I thought this was important to help manage the nutrients on my farm, as well as the incentive of the environmental benefits from utilizing those nitrogen specific agronomic rates on my operation. Realizing that, farming right now is a difficult business, and the economics of everything is really tough. And so I just thought it was really a beneficial program to take advantage of in this situation. And the massive benefits to groundwater quality has been shown using those agronomic rates specifically, here in Minnesota. And that's a big concern in southeast Minnesota that we have, is our quality of drinking water right now. So I think it's a good program to promote that and open up those conversations with multiple producers in the county and between their agronomists and themselves. And
Ron Staples, I'm a farmer from Stevens County. My family and I, we farm around 2,000 acres, and I'm also a Stevens County commissioner for the last 16 years, and I'm also a Board of Water and Soil Resources board member for the state of Minnesota. I chose to participate in the Alliance program. The first time I heard about it was at a Board of Water and Soil Resources board meeting. So I investigated it some here locally, and then we signed up for the program and got accepted to do a cover crop. And I do silage in the fall of the year. And so when we took the silage off, we put the cover crop down. And of course, last fall we did not get a abundant amount of rain, so we really did not get a good cover from doing the cover crop last fall. But I mean, some of it came up, but it wasn't what we were hoping for, I guess. So I guess one of the reasons that I did participate in the program is also it paid a little better than some of the other programs that are offered locally. And it cost me about $28 an acre to do the cover crop that I put down. We put down barley and radishes. Our SWCD was very helpful in doing the sign up and doing all the paperwork for this program. So, I mean, as far as us doing any of the paperwork, we didn't really have to do any of that. So they were very helpful to do that. Well, I guess the one drawback this year was with the change in administration at the federal level, the delay in getting paid. We were supposed to get paid back in, I believe, December or early January, and because of the delay, we just got our 50% payment in June instead of January. So that was one of the drawbacks, but we are getting paid now finally. So I think I would do cover crops again. Yes. I mean, I have done some in the past and have had good luck with them, I guess.
And as a soil and water employee, I've had producers talk to me about the benefits they've seen specifically from the cover crop program that they had implemented last fall, because we had some pretty substantial rains this spring before the crops were established in the field, and they had planted rye and then sprayed it off and planted into it green. And they were really impressed with the soil holding capacity that rye brought to their operation, because we had 4 inches of rain in about an hour. and they didn't have the runoff that they traditionally do, and the soil erosion and the gullies that it creates, and the visible soil erosion that they typically have had in the past. So they were really impressed with what the rye brought to their operation, and really happy that they were involved in the program and that it was available for them to use and utilize. So for the application process, you have to create an account at the Climate Smart dashboard, which is allianceforcsa.org. And so you go in and create your account, and then you can verify it through your email. And then once that is done, you go in and start your application, fill out your basic information, and with your farm number, your FSA farm number, and track number and field information, and then choose your practice. So there's a variety of practices, and then you complete your application by signing it. And then you also need to upload your 2025 FSA field maps, as well as your 2025 subsidiary report from FSA. And that is basically your report card that says you're in compliance with all of the federal government programs. It is also has your track numbers and farm numbers listed on the back. And if you are involved in any kind of LLC or joint venture, it also has a list of the members on it. So all of that information is needed if any of that pertains to your operation. In addition to that, you also will be uploading a W-9, which is just the general tax form. So when you get your payment, it can be reported back on your tax information. So that is the information needed for the application process. In addition, if you would need assistance with your application or any portion of it, you can contact your local SWCB office for their assistance, and we are more than willing to help any producer through this process.
In general, if you're looking to get started with the program, feel free to come into any participating district so we can get you set up with the right staff to start the application. Or if you would like, you could go on to the following website.
The website is allianceforcsa.org. And there you will find information on all the eligible practices, participating counties, and you can start your account and complete your application there as well. So we would really like to encourage everyone to check that out. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and reach out to your local soil and water office. Thank you.